Hello, beautiful. So I have been thinking a lot about anxiety and fear. I've been having a little bit more of it this pregnancy than my last one, but it probably is less than my first pregnancy. Although, they all bring up different things, which is really fun, and it's a growth opportunity, and I have to see it like that. But I did this whole course that it used to be called F Fear. And then I changed the name to Decoding Fear. And I don't have that or sell that anymore. I have it. I don't sell that anymore. But it's all about learning how to make friends with fear and how to not see fear and anxiety as a bad thing in your life, but how to see it as like an opportunity to ask yourself questions like, what do I need? How can I better support myself? And also just recognizing that emotions are always just going to move through you, and the spectrum of emotions, the full spectrum of emotions that exist are going to move through you. And anxiety and fear is one of those, or maybe fear. Maybe you don't get anxiety necessarily, but you are going to experience fear. You're going to be afraid. You're going to have moments where you're feeling scared, whether it feels rational to you or whether it feels irrational to you. And a lot of times my fear sometimes gets to that irrational level where I start to get fearful of things that aren't happening, that aren't in my present moment, that pull me out of that present and propel me either to the future or something that happened in the past. Mostly for me, it involves future tripping. And I was just thinking a lot. I woke up this morning with a little bit more nervousness than I do usually. I'd say day to day, my anxiety levels are so low. But I have certain days where I wake up and I feel like I did 10 years ago, because for years and years I lived where I woke up and my eyes opened and my feet hit the floor, and I was anxious all day, every day. And it was just the state that I lived in. And I turned that pain into my purpose. It's why I share these voice notes with you guys. It's why I still teach meditation. It's why, I teach movement, and I'm still really committed to that, because I always told myself, and I told God that if I ever found a way to find peace within myself, I would share that with other people. So I was just giving myself this gentle reminder that fear doesn't have to mean anything, and emotions don't have to mean anything. Sure, it is always a question to be reflective and to ask yourself maybe questions about, do I need to change something? Is there something here that's not working? But a lot of times it's just energy. It's just energy. It's just a big emotion, and we just need to regulate. We just need to regulate the nervous system, do the box breathing, do the physiological sigh. I'm going to teach that in an upcoming podcast if you guys haven't heard of that, because it's super awesome. Do a meditation, go for a walk outside, get in nature, ground, grab a crystal, call a friend, something to just put a cold pack on your chest, take a cold shower, whatever it might be, to regulate your nervous system that feels good for you. A lot of times we just need to regulate our nervous system and to say, it's okay. That's big energy. That's big emotion. Fear is super uncomfortable. A lot of us don't really like the way that feels in our body. And so we just get to exist with it and be with it and then let it move. And I've been catching myself in this pattern where I'm trying to make it mean something. And I'm thinking that my anxiety, my higher levels of fear, my higher levels of nervousness mean something is wrong, or mean something is going to go wrong, or mean that I'm doing something wrong, I'm not doing enough or whatnot. And I do think in my case right now, there is a part of me that is acknowledging I think I'm trying to do too much because my body is tired. And I ultimately think I am having higher levels of stress because my body's tired and I'm not giving it the rest that it needs. So I can pick up on that and implement that in my life. And then I can say, now I'm done. I don't need to overthink this. I don't need to spiral on this. I can just let this be, let this exist, and just onward, upward and onward. So this is just a reminder that fear is not a bad thing, just like, sadness and grief. It's all just emotional experiences. So this is a reminder that when you're having those, regulate. Regulate first, analyze later. That is going to help you do less overthinking and reactive overthinking in the moment, and more intuitive, feeling into what that was once you are back down in a calm state. But if you start overthinking, it's going to ramp up that emotional reaction and usually make it a lot worse. So when you get yourself back to your baseline, back to that kind of normal grounded level, and then you can say, okay, is that trying to tell me something? Is it trying to teach me something, or was it just an emotion? Was it just a big emotion that I was feeling and I can just leave it as that? So I love you guys. I hope that helps. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.